So the other thing that really shocked me was the reverse in the food system. Like back home, like when I moved here, I see so many big people, like, yeah, like huge people. And back home, when you see someone like that big, means money, you know. That means they have money, they're able to buy, you know, to provide themselves food and whatever. But here I see so many big people. I was like, oh my god, these people have money. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Bella. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I am so happy to have you here in my channel. So today's video is about culture shock. Yes. So let me start from the beginning. For those who don't know me, my name is Bella, and I am African from Congo, RDC, Congo Kinshasa. So I moved here over a decade now, and I'm gonna talk about the experiences that I experienced back when I moved here. It was really things that I struggle with, and some of them I still struggle with until today. And I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you guys to see the difference between my country and United States. And this experiences, it's just for me, and it's from where I live, because you know guys, United States is huge and I live in New York, so there's a big difference between state to state, from state to state. So whatever I experience here, somebody else might not experience it because of the differences. So I'm gonna talk about what I experienced when I first moved here and what I'm still experiencing. I'm still having a hard time, you know, to adjust to, you know, to fit in. So first thing, when I moved here, when we landed, we actually I moved here with a friend of mine, and we landed you know, in Newark, New Jersey. And first thing that was shocking to me, how people were moving around when we first landed. Like there was no how can I say, like back home people are chill, people are like, there's no stress. Like you don't see people like running around, like walking around like they're in a rush. Like when I landed at the airport, I couldn't believe, like I was in shock. I was like, wait, what's going on? Like I literally felt like I was in a different world. Like nothing compared to where I came from. The airport was huge. There were so many people were doing their own thing, like moving around by themselves. And when we got there, the person that was supposed to come to pick us was not there when we landed. So we had to wait. And a
few moments later,
I started to worry. I was like, okay, oh my god, is this person really is gonna, you know, find us? And actually it was my brother. So this guy that I was with, like, keep assuring me, okay, don't worry, everything is fine, you'll be okay, probably they're late or something like that. But I was just worried. And back home we don't speak English like here. It's not one of our national language. We have a different national language, and French is one of them. So English, we learn English at school. It's not like we speak it like that. And I did know the basic, like hi, how are you, and stuff like that. But when we landed, so we had to make a phone call to find out, you know, where's my brother were. But we couldn't actually find anybody because everybody was just moving fast, and like we stayed there for a very long time, and we didn't know what to do. We couldn't even find anybody to ask or stuff like that. And we didn't know that they had like a service where, you know, you can go, you like information, you can ask and whatever, maybe they can give you a phone. So finally we end up like getting out of the airport outside, and we just sit there and wait. And thank God my brother was able to find us. So that was one of the big shock, that when I was like, whoa, this is a whole different world, like everything is different. And I remember I was wearing our African prints and everybody was looking at me. I'm like, giving me those kind of smile, and it just and they keep going, just and they keep going. I'm like, what is going on here? So that was one of my first experience. And the second one was the weather. So back home we have like 2 seasons, hot and hot. Damn! If I can say it. Like hot, and the other season is more like rain season and stuff like that. So we didn't have winter. No, we didn't have that. So when I moved here, I remember before I moved, the day, and like a couple weeks before, I dyed my hair. So, and when I moved here, I didn't know how to take care of my hair. I didn't know, anything. And I'm telling you guys, I lost all my hair. All my hair was gone. And I was like, what's going on with me? I thought that something was wrong with my hair, and then I realized that it was the weather. My hair did not used to this type of weather, because I got here in September, and then around December, that's when I start to see like my hair was falling. And on top of that, since I dyed my hair, I didn't have like the care, like I didn't take care of my hair like the way I should. So that also contribute to me losing my hair. So I finally end up like cutting it off and start all over. So that was also one of the shock, like that was the big one, the weather. And the first time I saw the snow, I was like, like I wanted to jump outside and just go and touch the snow. Like everything was so surreal for me. I couldn't believe it that I'm seeing the snow. And like there was a huge difference. Like even on the summertime, it was humid. Back home, even it's hot, but it's not like humid, like people are sweating, whatever. No, it's hot, but you're still getting fresh hair. You know what I mean? But here it's hot and it's humid. Like you see people are sweating. You need to have like air conditioner in the house to survive. But back home it's not like that. It's not like you need this, you need that. No. Yes, we do need a air conditioner, but it wasn't this bad. Like you don't see people sweating unless you're outside, stuff like that. So that was one of the big shock for me. The other thing that really shocked me was the reverse in the food system. Like back home, like when I moved here, I see so many big people, like huge people. And back home, when you see someone like that big, means money, that means they have money, they're able to buy, to provide themselves food and whatever. But here I see so many big people. I was like, oh my God, these people have money. But I came out to find out that most of those people are actually poor. Like those people are actually struggling. They're eating whatever is there, even if it's good or not, because the money issue, the financial issue. And I didn't know that at the time. When I see people big, I was like, oh my God, like people always dream like, okay, United States really money fall off the street, the tree. And I was like, wow, how can everybody, most of the people can be, this big? And I remember one time I had a conversation with one of my family members and trying to explain to me, okay, listen, this is not how it is. It's different, like you see back home McDonald's or Subway or those fancy restaurants. It's really for people that has, not rich, but people that has enough money to to buy all those kind of stuff. But here McDonald's, it's not for rich people, you know what I mean? So that was one of the big shock. And the other big shock that I had was name calling, like calling elders by the name. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, if you back home and you're watching this and you're planning to come here, forget about calling people, like calling uncle, forget about aunt, forget about Mr., forget about Mrs., forget about like all those titles that we like people back home like want to be called. Here it doesn't matter. Like here people don't care. Like if you go to school, like in university or college, you see like you're not gonna call your professor or professor whatever. Most of them say call me by my first name. Like that was a big shock for me, and I was like, wait, how can I call, first of all, he's older than me, second of all, he's a professor, how can I call him by the name? Damn! By their first name. So it was kind of hard for me. And I remember one time I was my first job, I was working, and I called my manager by Mrs., and literally she came to me and told me to now call her by, you know, to not use Mrs., just call her by her name. And I was in shock and I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you serious? Like, yes, that's how it works here. So they don't really care about those titles. They don't really care about, you know, yes, they're gonna respect you. It doesn't mean that they're not gonna respect you because they're calling you by your first name. It's just the culture, it's just how it is. So it took me a while to get used to it. I actually still have a hard time to, you know, to call elder by their name. You see like some family, you know, kids are calling uncle, they're calling their mom, like, or their friend's mother, Mrs. or Mr., because, you know, most of the family, like those immigrant family, like they have, you know, moved here and they bringing the culture here to, they teaching the kids how, you know, how to behave. But overall it's there's no Mr., there's no Mrs., they just call them by their name. That was one of the big shock. The other big shock was, you know, when, you know, like back home, when you going to university or you going to college, like you dressing up, like not like dressing up, but you dress appropriately, like you make sure you are well dressed. But here you see like people going to university in their pajamas, really, and nobody cares. Like they don't care, nobody cares, nobody will look at you like, what are you doing? No, you're gonna go there, even the professor or the teacher won't even care, won't even look at you or why you wear this, what. No, you're gonna go and attend your class, and after class you gone. So it was like a shock for me, because you dress up like normal with no pajamas, whatever, and you get to school and you see like pretty much like half of class, like everybody in the pajamas. You're like, what's going on here? So it was also hard for me to that. And also on the first day of school, like one thing that really got me, like you see, you trying to fit in, right? You see like there's white people, you see like African American people, and you like, okay, let me try to fit into my people, right? And you go, you say hi, you know, you start talking, like a little conversation, and the next day when you come, you see the person coming, like, you know, back home, and you see the person that you spoke with before, and you see them, you just go like say hi and smile, whatever. But you see here, it's like this person like don't know you anymore. Like you pass, you see the person coming and you just smiling and you go like close trying to say hi or hug, and the person is just looking at you like, no, we're not friends. Like what are you doing? I was like, huh? Like it's so hard to, it was really hard. Now like I understand the culture and everything, but it was so hard for me to even to, you know, to make friends, because you trying to fit in with people that you think like, oh yeah, they look like me, but because of their culture, it doesn't work like that. Like you see certain people in a certain group, like you see them like in the group, okay, you don't belong here, you don't belong in this one, like you see them in a group and you thinking that you can fit in there, but really you're not. Like it takes a while to really find friends, to make friends. And that was kind of shocking for me, because back home, when you see someone the first time you met the person, you talk whatever, the next time you meet that, you see that person again, it's a whole different story. Like you act like you guys know each other for a long time. And that was hard for me. Yeah, it was really hard, I'm not gonna lie. It was really hard to fit in. And the other thing was everything here, like most of the stuff here, food wise, like everything, like you see, has sugar. Like the amount of sugar that Americans use on their food, oh my god, it's just insane. Like everything is sweet. They even put sugar on the potatoes, right? Like they put sugar on corn. Like, damn! Like I'm like, wait, I know, like now that, you know, I live with my kid and my husband, whatever, or even before when I was living with my brother, his wife was not trying, but we cook more like our African food, and we trying to, you know, add American food, whatever, but most of our food is like African food. By the time that you're trying to eat American food, like their cake, like anything, like sugar, it's just crazy. And when you're trying to like make a dish and you look at the recipe, you like, huh? Like you have to cut, if they say like two, you know, if they say this amount of sugar, you have to cut it, because you already thinking it's like, no, this is way too much sugar. So most of the stuff has sugar, which like back home we don't put stuff like that, you know. And the other thing was, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's a lack of knowledge, but I would say that most people, I think that's what they teach them at school. It's like when you speaking, like for example, when I'm speaking at you know, in the public, whatever, and somebody hear that I have an accent, and they'll come to you like, oh, I like your accent, where are you from? And you'll be like, I'm like, okay, I'm from Congo, you know, RDC, Kinshasa. And they're like, where is that? You know, like you have to explain to them, you have to tell them, okay, this country is in Africa, it's this, it's in this place, it's in the Central Africa, whatever. Most of them don't even know. Some of them think that, you know, Africa, it's a country, which is not. Those kind of things like that was just mind-blowing. Like I remember back home when we were studying, like you basically learn geography, you basically learn history of the entire world. Like, you know, okay, this country is in this continent, this is in here, this is that. But here I feel like most, you know, people knows about Egypt, I'll say. Apparently Egypt is now in Africa, but I think that's what they teach them here at school. So it's really mind-blowing, and like people don't know, like they don't know much, like things they see on TV. And sometimes they asking you, do you guys have electricity there? Like, do you guys watch TV? Like I'm like, what are you talking about? You know, it's not like, because you know, things that you guys see on TV, yes, there are some country are like that, but it's not like the whole continent in Africa people live like that. No, we do have electricity, yes, we do have water, yes, we live like, it might not be the same as, you know, here, but we have all those kind of stuff. So it was really hard for me to, you know, to understand, you know, how they function, how, you know, everything works here. But eventually it's still hard for me to, you know, to understand. So the other thing was like, the other thing that really shocked me is those random smile, right? Like you're at the public place and you just see someone smile at you. Like you walking to a store, you just see someone smile at you, and they're smiling at you, not like they're gonna come and say hi. Like back home, like someone smile at you, that means they know you, they coming close to you, they're gonna say hi to you, you might have like a chit chat with the person. But here it's a random smile, like people, even people that don't even know you, they just eye contact and give you a random smile. And at the beginning, and some people like do that to you, and at the beginning I was like, back home when someone do like that sign to you, it means so much. It means a lot. It means like this person like you. It means like this person, you know, wants you and stuff like that. And when I moved here, I see people doing that to me. It was so weird. Like, it was just weird. It was just weird. Like, weird. I couldn't, like, I'm like, why people act like this? But it's just the culture. It's just the way they are. And for, you know, newcomer, for someone that just moved in, it's just weird. And the other thing that was really weird for me was, you know, public affection. Like, you see people like in a place where there's so many people, you just see them like kissing, hugging, holding hands, like like back home, nah, you don't see people doing that. Those kind of affection, it's meant to be in a private room, in your house, in your room, like nobody see you doing that. But here you just see someone like randomly, or you on the line, maybe, you know, trying to buy something, and you just look up behind you, or you look on the side, you see people just kissing, whatever. That was weird. Like, weird. I didn't understand how people can do that, because back home is taboo. Back home you won't see anybody do that. Even married couple, you don't see them like maybe, you know, holding hand, yes, but kissing at the public, you know, place, no, that doesn't exist. And I think this was the hardest one that really hit me really hard, was church dress code. You know, back home, like, you going to the church, like, you dress very nice, you dress appropriately, you making sure that your body, everything is covered. Like, you going to somewhere, it's very special. It's not like you just go in and dressing like flip-flop or shorts or tank top and stuff like that. No. So I remember one time, you know, we went to the church, and in my family, yeah, we all dressing up like normal, whatever. We go to the church, and we're sitting, and I'm seeing people coming in, walking into church, like some of them flip-flops, some of them wearing like short, and when I say short, tank top, you know, stuff like that. I was like, wait a second, what's going on here? And then that one I had to ask, and then I asked one of my family members, was like, no, here it doesn't matter, you dress the way you know you want to. And back in my head, I was like, yeah, actually they're right, because it's not really about what you're wearing, it's about your heart, it's about, you know, yourself, right? But back home, we do care about how you're dressing up, because you're going to God's house, you have to dress, you know, appropriate. So yeah, it took me a long time to get it, but that was weird. Like, that was really weird. So that was it for today's video. There's a lot of stuff, like I said, those stuff might not be the same from where you are if you're in United States, because, you know, each state is different. Each state has a, you know, not each state, but each maybe you're on the East Coast or you're on the West Coast, so the weather might be different. Maybe you didn't experience what I experienced. The culture might be different. Yeah, so this is my experience. This is what I went through when I moved here. I was homesick for very long time. That's a whole different, you know, topic that we'll talk about. That I was very homesick for a very long time, but I was able to, you know, to move on and start my life, and, you know, here. So that was it for today's video. Thank you so much. If if you watch this video to the end, please consider subscribing to my channel for more video like this. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and please leave me the comment down below if you have experienced any of this thing that I talk about. If you have experienced it, please leave me the comment down below. What was your experience? Like this video and share with friends and family, and please don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. And I'll see you next time with my new video. Bye bye.